Again, I don't understand this town. But this Ron, man, they're sure giving him a lot of airtime, and I don't get it. They've instituted a recall on Ron. Why? I don't get it. I say poor losers, they lost their ally, and now somebody's got to pay for it. Ron Christensen was voted in last November. It's good enough for me. Not just because he's my friend. Like I say, I don't always agree with him. But people, I voted him in. He got in. When his term's up, I don't know what this recall business is. I will vote for him again in a heartbeat. He did his job, and it wasn't just him. The rest of them, well, the other four, I feel, did their job. There's always two. Now there's three that oppose the other five. It was a 5-3 vote again last night, and then there's little kind of hisses out there and little a lot of whiners. People, get over it. First thing on the page of the paper is this recall for Ron. We're so, of course, they got to sell papers, so, you know, people like that kind of stuff. And again, Candy Wrapper at charter.net. Got a comment? Like I said, lay it on me. I have the right to speak. You have the right to speak. Just be reasonable about it, okay? But people, step up to the plate and help. I've been to the city office 3 times looking for information on certain things in the last week. And it didn't look like there was such a scramble down there to me, that things were hectic like Calvin says. And again, if you guys can't work a little outside the scope of your employment, well then quit. You're making $100K a year and you're whining. I don't get it. Anyway, enough on the Schmidt deal. And for you people, again, that were at the meeting that are so-called Christians that go to church all the time, I am not a Christian. I'm not an atheist. I'm more spiritual than religious. I have my own feelings, my own beliefs, and I made a pact with the Lord a long time ago. So, it is what it is. But you people, again, hypocriticals about everybody else. I'm just going to read you a couple of 10 commandments here. The 4th commandment, remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. I don't think there's a Sabbath day here that is holy anymore. It's about this recall, and the church is backing these people, and like I say, the Church of Nazarene's got a sign down there. Number 7, you shall not commit adultery. I'd like to dig in a lot of your backgrounds out there and really see, because I think there's probably some adultery had been committed. And number 9, shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. Well, I think that's exactly what you were doing last night. But you can find all this time to go after Ron because you lost your ally. But you can't spend time to do anything else in this town. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. Let's not be picking on every little thing. Like I said before, true liberals attack the person and not the issues. When Ron's term's up, I want to see every one of you people that are involved in this recall, that were sitting there last, I want to see your face and your name on the ballot, or I want to see you submit your papers to run for city council. And when you want to bash Ron like you did last night, especially this Welch dude, It's totally uncalled for. Making accusations, hearsay, looking. Don't have anything, but looking. Asking people to give us information. No, talk to me. I'll give you all kinds of stupid stuff, like it's printed on Facebook from my friend. I don't know. Wayne Nelson, nice picture. Wow. But again, people, all this time being spent on this recall, and you want to move Willmar forward, and Move Willmar Forward group says they aren't a group anymore. They disbanded? No, I don't think so. Robin Hood and the merry men here, and merry gals. Then, later on in the meeting, we'll get off that recall stuff. They talk about the city administrator position. Kelvin wants to get Mick Schmidt back. What's wrong with that picture? One of the biggest spenders, him and the Heike regime, we've ever had. And I don't know if Kelvin feels that. It's time for people to step up. I don't get it, Kelvin. Come on, stand your ground. But to get Schmidt back here, now he's another one that's had a stroke or a heart attack. Another one ready to tip over. Hey, we don't need this. We have people adequate to fill this position until we find somebody. And if they can't step up, again, for the money they're making in this town, give me a break. People, we need to address this. There are a lot of things going on in Willmar that aren't working very well. How about the stuff that's going on in Uptown Willmar? How about this Lynn Ron that you write on there? He has brought a lot of attention to Willmar lately. And why is that? I don't get it that they're giving him all this airtime lately. I want to read you a little thing that Positioner put in on Facebook. Here's Richard Ron's picture. It says here, if you spew hate while praising God, you are welcome into the club. No questions asked. This guy was welcomed into the flock over the downtown gun range, or at the downtown gun range. He traded weapons freely with the local Tea Party while renting the upstairs apartment of a local city councilman. This guy does not have, yeah, he rented from a councilman, that's about right. I never saw him down the gun range downtown. I saw him out the gun range at Eagle Lake because I went out there with him. Was I a friend of his? No. I was an acquaintance. I had just met him. This guy wants to say that we were really good buddies, and this Tea Party stuff that he wants to write. Spew hate? Boom. That he goes by on his email. He's the one that spews hate. Sorry. Welcome to Willmar. That's how Willmar works. Chamber of Commerce supports yes vote on school bond referendum. Yeah, well, why wouldn't they? The school had some public tours. I was informed that one tour had one person going through it. Another tour had like half a dozen people. Tours haven't been working too good. The one in the paper, I saw maybe 3 people in there. They had them spread out so it looked like maybe they were lingering in the back a little bit. Nah. All I can say is, if you're smart, you'll vote no on this referendum. Willmar does not need material things. They need good teachers and good education procedures. They don't need a new school. My opinion, and again, this program is based on my opinion only, not those that were at the meeting last night. Move Willmar Forward, Vision 2040, Willmar 10, whatever. But this is my opinion, and I will speak my opinion from here on out. The people at the meeting give me more reason to want to do it. And I want to bring this out, people. You got to understand what's going on behind the scenes here. These people that write on Facebook, the way they acted last night at the council meeting, if you didn't see it, you missed something. You see some of how our citizens work in this town. Unfortunate. Last night at the meeting, I saw my #1 fan there, and I saw he was getting schooled by a gal about some of his writings on Facebook, and he was denying it. There's no denying it, people. I've got all this stuff here, unedited, edited, and like I say, my show is not edited. If I don't like it, I have to do it over again. I don't have the luxury of going through it and cutting things out. If I make a little mistake, they're saying I mispronunciate words, well, look them up. Get the real meaning, and let's see who's wrong. Last night, my little Facebook friend was there. I wanted to meet him, but he sat right by the door, and as soon as the meeting was done, boom, he was gone. I didn't get to meet him. I was looking his way pretty much tonight, and he wouldn't even look at me. But he was wearing a helmet in there because he rides this little scooter. Had his helmet on for a while in the meeting. I don't know, I thought it was cool or what. Here's the real helmet for you right here. This would be just perfect for you. Original. So if you're interested, get a hold of me. But people, again, we need to get on the right track here. This move Willmar forward isn't going to happen if we don't. It's a shame what's going on in my town, in your town. But you'll see a sign in my yard supporting Ron Christensen. And like I say, I don't want any propaganda against Ron dropped at my spot. Let's move on here. Let's get over it and let's get going. You want to move Willmar forward? Let's do it. But let's quit this Facebook bashing from not just one guy. There's many out there. Past people that have run for city office. And Mr. Kelvin, our mayor's campaign manager, is kind of the leader of this group on their Recall Ron deal. So I don't quite get it. And the mayor isn't supporting the council, and he isn't telling them to back off. There's something not right here. So he must condone all this. We have certain ones out there that are always raising a little ruckus, but a little bit of karma comes back their way. They don't like it. Yeah, it's too bad. Get over it, like I always say. Girl got punched in the face. It just goes on and on. But people, if you see something out there, don't be afraid to call. But make sure you're calling about the right stuff. Got punched in the face. There's another one, stolen credit card, domestic violence. Like I said, people, we have a lot of issues going on in this town we need to straighten out. But for certain people, that's not the main issue. Main issue is Ron Christensen. Again, get over it. Okay. That makes me feel good right here compared to some of the other stuff that goes on around here. The Safe Avenue phone number is 222-2215. I don't like that domestic stuff. We don't need this. We have people